load family, enter the file of a structural framing and use the beam you need, and actually select the beam you need. For example, we can use these or these. Now, if the beam you want is not here, you can also design it. I will teach you later. You can also download it. Now, as a default, I want to use a basic beam. For example, this metal beam I just duplicate it, right? For example, 15 and 25. I type it here too. Well, now, I really need to place each of these one by one. It seems complicated, right? To place all these beams one by one. Well, luckily, there is a tool in Revit, right, called Beam System that does the placing of the beams in these, spaces. But you need to have already loaded your beams, and it just sets it for you, right? It places it for you. So I click on Beam System. Let's look at the options. The first one says, what beam should I place? Here's the list of all the beams you've loaded so far, you've duplicated so far. So for example, I'm going to use this one. You're going to place this one actually. Then it says, what's the layout rule? There are two common options, fixed distance, we know it. For example, fixed distance 1.20, right? Or I want it to be fixed number, for example, 4. In each of these space, I want 4 to be placed, right? We know that if it's fixed distance, right, there might be an extra part, right? So if this extra part is created, we will go for justification. Justification was the same thing in curtain walls. If it were beginning, right, it would start from the beginning and the extra part would be at the end. If it were at the end, it would start from the end and the extra would be in the beginning, and central it would be on the sides. And it's usually used as center. So after choosing the beam type, you're gonna have to choose and select these options too. This system works in two ways: automatic beam system, sketch beam system. Automatic, right, is for these parts. In each beam you stand, you will have more beams parallel to the first actually beam you're standing on. And we usually use this. I will tell you what a sketch does later. So I use automatic beam system. I use the beam type, justification, layout rule, and all that. You see? It's easily placed automatically. You can choose any mode you want. Remember, it does not work with, let's say, curved beams, right? Just like that, you can place the beams. And you know that usually in this structure, the directions are different each by each, so that the pressure is not too much, the pressure of the beams. Why isn't this part placed? Do you know? The reason is that because here we don't have the beam, don't have the column, and this beam is flat, right? Here is not recognized as a zone. So let me tell you the trick. Let me delete the ones next to it. At first, you're gonna have to split this, the beam that is flat, right? Split it some way, doesn't matter. Then hold this spot, not the arrow, hold this spot and drag it back, right? And then you trim these two. Now, just like you see, there's a gap here. You see that? So trim these two. It's usually fixed. Yes. You see that? If you couldn't understand, just try to watch this again. So if you don't have a column somewhere and the beam is flat, right? This system does not work automatically. We need to also delete these small beams. These are drawn automatically, right? So we got able to to design all the beams automatically. Now let's go for the points. Let's delete this system here. When you want to select the system, right? Now, either you want to delete it or edit it. When you come here, one of the parts of the beam is selected. Now, you see, this is the beam system. The previous one, the beam system wasn't selected, right? Now, this is the same thing. When you see that dashed line, all of the system is selected. The first point, if the gaps here are open like this, right? This system does not work automatically. So what should I do? So simple. I trim it. I trim these two actually. Now it works. The second point is about consoles. In consoles, right, we cannot use the automatic beam system. Let's see the one at the top too. Why? Why do you think we cannot use this automatic one? That's right, because the height difference there is here, right? So in these situations, what should we do? That's right, we should go for beam system sketch or sketch beam system. Usually in each time or in each place that automatic beam system does not work, we go for sketch beam system. When you click it, the zone you want to place the beams is recognized by you, and it's better to use pick support, right? And here by support it means beam, right? It's the same as beam. It means you select the beams that have determined the zone. So I click pick support and click on the beams here one by one. I also trim this part, make it organized and finished. When the beams are all done in this method, you can also see the names of the beams, but we don't want to see that, so we open a box, filter, select, and delete, right? Here's the same thing. Let's review. Beam system, automatic does not work. Sketch, pick support, click this, and this, and then make it organized, and then finish. Let's go and see it in 3D. Obviously, when you design your beam system, it's in the level of that floor. So the beam system, right, must go down just like the main beams. So select it while you see that dash line and then move it down. You can also do it in plan, right? Select it. And I make it go down by using offset. The name of offset here is elevation. I mean, if you want to move it, you need to choose an elevation. If it's positive, it goes down, it goes up. If it's negative, it goes down, right? So let's see the other one. Let's select it. 50 centimeters, it goes down. And that's it. All right. Well, now imagine that we want to also copy our beams in the next level, right? Copy and paste. The point is, in both 3D and plan, we can open a box, right? Then exit the extra beams from your selection, right? By using Shift. Now, these are the beams we're going to copy. Then go to Filter, This is the point. And just keep beam systems, right? You are not going to copy the beams that are into the beam system. So just select structural beam system. Let's check it out in plan. Let's review it in plan again, right? Now, I want to have these in the next level. I want to paste them in the next level. So I open a box first of all. Then I, let's say, kick out the beams that are extra, which I don't have now. And then just beam system. I select it. Now only these dashed lines are selected. Copy, paste, align to the level I want, which is TOB level 3, and it's pasted in it. Just like that. What about this part? You go to TOB level 3. Let me make it fine so that you don't see it as lines. Now a question. Can we use beam system in this part automatically? Or we should use sketch this part, let's say in 3D. Is it possible, or we need to use sketch? It's a console. Let's try it. Let's use automatic, and it's possible. Why? Why here but not down there? You know the answer. Because down there we had height difference, here we don't, right?